That's Sam. I'm Blair, and we just finished watching the Blue Jays beat the Royals 7-1 in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series here at the Rogers Center. Marco Estrada was terrific for the Blue Jays tonight, stifling the Royals, 4 hits. The only run they got was Salvador Perez's home run in the 8th. Royals couldn't do much. I thought Edinson Volquez pitched very well for the Royals for 5 innings, but then the 6th inning came along, and Sam, what happened in the 6th?
Yeah, that was a mess, right? Like, Volquez was at 64 pitches, I think, through 5 innings. And like you said, just kind of mowing them down. And there's some people I saw online and stuff saying, like, that Volquez shouldn't even started that inning.
Yeah,
and I think that's pretty ridiculous. Are we at the point where we're not even letting a guy look at a lineup 3 times now, even when he's, like, mowing him down? But that said, he did, Revere gets on with a walk, I think, right? And then Donaldson hits Donaldson with the first pitch.
All right, so at this point, do you leave Volquez in the game? Because I think that's where I started to see some of the people starting to panic a little bit.
I would have put Herrera in at that point.
Okay,
and I thought that at the time.
But Ned didn't, and
yeah, and then Batista walks on 10 pitches. It was a hell of an
great
at-bat.
at-bat.
It was, to me, it was the moment of the game. That was fun. That was like baseball. I mean, like, Volquez threw 9 straight fastballs between 96 and 98 miles an hour, and then his 10th pitch is a curveball. They caught the strike zone. I mean, it was definitely a strike. And but it was called a ball, so the bases are loaded at that point. And at that point, I really would have brought in Herrera, but Ned lets it ride a little bit. Volquez walks Encarnacion, scores a run, then they pull him. Tulowitzki hits the double that kind of clears it up a little bit. But you know, there was a bunch of drama, and this is actually what I wrote about. Please read it on KansasCity.com about that call. And there was a lot of confusion about what Volquez said. Sal Perez heard the umpire say, and what may or may not have been said. But either way, a lot of focus, including my column, is going to be on that call. But that call didn't lose the game at all. The bats lost the game, or Estrada, if you want to, look at the guy that succeeded, which, for 3 games in a row, it had been 6 runs, 8 runs, and then 14 runs.
They're killing the ball.
They're killing the ball. So, you can't do it every night, I guess. And Estrada's a talented dude. I mean, that's sometimes you got to tip your cap.
Led the majors in opponents' batting average since the All-Star break. Opponents were hitting 183 against him in the second half of the season. Not much. Very good. He actually pitched pretty well in Game 1, but Volquez was tremendous in Game 1, and that's when the Royals won. So, yeah, read Sam's column, read Andy's game story, read everything in the print edition of the Kansas City Star, online at kansascity.com, and on your True Blue app.